What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And welcome to another episode of Designated Twitter. And on today's show, we're asking the question, should Craig Kimbrel be left off the Dodgers postseason roster? And I want all your takes down below. Do you think they should leave off Craig Kimbrel? Let me know down below. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And that is how the Craigie crumbles. Craig Kimbrel doesn't come through again for the Dodgers. And last night, he comes in the 10th inning of a tie game, and he walks in the game-winning run. And he didn't just walk anyone. He ends up walking Jose Alfaro to end the game. And he hadn't drawn a walk since July 14th. That's 69 at-bats. Pretty much been 6 years before he had drawn a walk. And Craig Kimbrel, he couldn't find the strike zone. If you look at that at-bat, if you look at that appearance, it looked like he was overthrowing and he was continuing to yank balls, trying to dig deep and find something that just wasn't there. Now the big question is, should the Dodgers not include him in the postseason roster? Now, I'm not a big I told you so guy. I'm not a big victory lap guy, but what did I tell you during the whole Let It Go era? After Craig Kimbrel, he changed his entrance song to Let It Go. What did I say? I said to forget the Let It Go hype because the Dodgers would eventually let him go. I said that he wasn't Kimbrelsa, he was Olaf because he melted down faster than Olaf in the desert. I told you the Dodgers weren't trying to build a snowman, they were trying to build a bullpen. And yes, he did have 9 scoreless appearances. Yes, things were looking better, but what did I see? I saw that 6-3 strikeout to walk ratio. I saw a lot of hard contact. I saw an inability to miss bats, and now it's clear he does not belong in the Dodgers postseason bullpen picture. He should not be in the Dodgers NLDS roster because the reality is he's not one of the best options available. And that's not a hot take. That's a hot fact. If you look at their bullpen, who is he better than? May, Heaney, Tommy Kahnle. He's been fantastic since he's been back. That changeup is filthy. He's had the command. He is going to be a guy that is going to be a key cog for the Dodgers, in my opinion. Then you have Evan Phillips, who's had a better year this year as the Dodgers' best high leverage reliever than Blake Trinan had last year. So we know Dr. Filth, he of course is going to be there. Chris Martin, Brusdar Graterol, he's been great since he's been back. Yency Almonte is getting activated today. He's been one of the big breakthrough discoveries for the Dodgers this season. Then Alex Vesia, of course, their best high leverage lefty reliever. Caleb Ferguson, yes, he's been a little shaky of late, but I still think that he finds a way on. And then who else is on the fringes there? Who's on this bullpen bubble? Blake Trinan, if he's healthy, of course, he's going to be there. It's going to be in a limited capacity. But at this point, what I said yesterday, I think it's Blake Trinan. I don't think that he's going to be healthy enough to help out this team. Hopefully that changes because that would be great. But I'm just not banking on Blake at this point. Then you have David Price, who's back. So where does Craig Kimbrel fit in with that roster, with that bullpen? I just don't see it. I don't trust him to close the garage door. I don't trust him to close a kitchen cabinet. And I definitely wouldn't trust him to close a postseason game, let alone come in a high leverage spot. He's a guy that relies on being that closer. And if he can't be a closer, you really have to close the book on Craig Kimbrel for the Dodgers. So yeah, I mean, I think we're past the evaluation part of the Craig Kimbrel experience. Every day, Dave Roberts said yesterday after Craig took the loss that every day is a test. He has to go out there. I'll keep getting him out there when it makes sense, and we'll make decisions as we get down the line. So I do want to stress that this is the best case scenario for the Dodgers. The fact that Craig Kimbrel is proving not to be worthy of A, being a closer, and B, not even being in this Dodgers bullpen. The fact that this is happening now before it cost them a big game in the NLDS or the NLCS or beyond, it's actually a good thing. It's a silver lining. There's no doubt about it. If you look at his numbers this season, a 4.02 ERA, a 3.35 FIP, a career low 26.7 strikeout rate. So he's just not getting it done. And this is nothing against the guy. It really isn't anything against Craig Kimbrel because he doesn't want to be bad. He wishes he was great, but Father of Time has caught up to him and he just doesn't have the ability on the mound. It just doesn't make sense. Look, the Dodgers had one of the greatest closers of all time in Game Over with Eric Gagne. Well, Game Over means something different when Craig Kimbrel's on the mound. It means the game is over for the Dodgers in most cases when it's a close game, and you just can't have him out there. And I think really at the end of the day, the determining factor will be if some of these relievers aren't able to come back healthy, or if down the stretch in the last few weeks some guys go down, then yes, I think Kimbrel's a guy that finds his way in this bullpen, but he just doesn't have what you need as a high leverage guy to really have him on this roster. It just doesn't make sense. But I asked the staff here that question: do you think that Craig Kimbrel should be on the Dodgers postseason roster for the NLDS? And here were some of their takes.
After walking in the winning run against the hated Padres, I can't see a way they sell Kimbrel on the roster to the fan base. Sure, he's a healthy arm. Sure, he has 394 career saves. I hope no. I still think the Dodgers find a way, but Dave's words tell me maybe they've had enough. So I'm going to go with no.
And that's a tough one because obviously he does have the experience of pitching in these types of games, but I don't know. I've been saying it since May. I don't think he should be the closer. And since his last few outings haven't been so great, I've been saying you got to leave him off the postseason roster, especially with the emergence of Tommy Kahnle. I just feel like Kimbrel's expendable, and I think it's time to put people in there that we trust, not that have the name value.
In the words of KG, hell no.
So those were some of their takes, but here were some of your fire takes over on Twitter. And the first one I want to read comes from MLB.com's Juan Toribio, who tweeted, "I know most of you don't care, but gotta credit Craig Kimbrel on something. In what is one of the most frustrating seasons of his career, he is always by his locker waiting for us after a bad outing. Trust me, not everyone does that." Yeah, I just want to commend him for that because I've seen that myself. I've been in that Dodgers clubhouse after he's blown a save, and he does not shy away from reporters. He absolutely faces the music. So give him a ton of credit because, like Juan said, a lot of guys, they'll duck reporters, they'll reject an interview. So yeah, he's been very nice, and it's nothing against him as a person. Seems like a great dude, just not great to be in the Dodgers bullpen right now. But let's get to some of your takes over on Twitter. Dander Bogarts tweeted, "Yes, not only that, I bet Kimbrel picks up 3 holds and a save before the season is over." So Dander Bogarts supporting Craig Kimbrel. Hey, I would love nothing more than to see him turn things around, but I just don't see it. But hey, you do. Then we've got Goat James, who tweeted, "They will, but they shouldn't." And then Morty819 tweets, "Hopefully not, but we are thin, so who knows?" And yeah, like I said earlier, the determining factor is going to be which of these bullpen pieces comes back and stays healthy. Will they lose any guys in the final 8 games of the season? So yeah, that's a great point. And based on injuries, he might still make this roster. And then David tweeted, "No, he's being DFA'd tomorrow for Yency, according to my sources." So David, we've got a guy, who's your source? Trust me, bro. One of those types saying he's being DFA'd for Yency, according to my sources. Hey, if it's Craig's day off, it'd be like the movie Friday. Craig getting fired on your day off. How do you get fired on your day off? And then R.A. Contreras MA tweeted, "Kimbrel on postseason roster equals no ring." I don't know if I'll go that far. I mean, just look at the 2020 postseason. Kenley Jansen, he blows game 4, and then the Dodgers still ultimately win that series. So yeah, I mean, yes, having a great bullpen, yes, having a great closer can help you, but it's not the end all be all. Look at some of those Giants teams. I mean, look at the Royals team. I mean, you can make it deep into the postseason without having a dominant closer. So I wouldn't go that far, but definitely for me, the big thing is I just don't think that he's one of the 8 best reliever options in this bullpen. I definitely think you should leave him off based on that. Like I've been saying this entire time, and I've held true, is that if he can't close, there's just no role for him in this bullpen, and he's already been removed off of that role, and I just don't see him as a guy that can give you high leverage appearances. And then Jim Robles tweeted, "I hope not. If he is, no ring this year." Hey, I would not go that far. I mean, yes, a closer can cost you a game, maybe even 2 games, but at the end of the day, you also have to hold the offense accountable. The bats. Last night, it was crap city shitty by the Dodgers with runners in scoring position. They go 1 for 17. The defense has been sloppier than a soup sandwich of late. So really collectively, this team hasn't been getting it done. Last night they could have won, but still, I wouldn't say that he would cost them a ring. And what I said a few weeks ago, that the Dodgers would not allow Kimbrel to cost them a ring. And then Sally tweeted, "He's a decent guy, willing to explain his non-competitiveness. He threw Machado well, but didn't convert after that. He has had an entire season to figure out how not to overthrow or overthink. To win, we can't be worrying about his non-competitiveness." And yeah, you have to give him credit. He has owned up to it. He said immediately after the game that he wasn't throwing enough competitive pitches. And yes, the at-bat to Machado, he did get the strikeout. I mean, there are certain at-bats where he does look filthy, but he just doesn't have the command consistently where you can trust him. Then Pumpkin Socks tweeted, "Nope, let Kimbrel rest in peace on his couch." And you've got a tombstone gif. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if that's on his couch or you can rest in Cabo. But for our Dodgers Nation designated Twitter tweet of the week, this comes from our guy at Focus_Voyager with a Steve Harvey gif saying, "Oh, hell nah." The Steve Harvey gif. And hey, it's a really crisp and refreshing to see this Dodgers team go to closer by committee. So crisp and refreshing that I'm thirsty for a Hornitos Paloma tequila. Please drink responsibly. You win. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you think that Craig Kimbrel should be on the Dodgers NLDS roster? Me, just to recap, health permitting, I would say no. I don't think he's one of the best reliever options available. I think at this point, like I've been saying for months, it's time to let him go. Put him out of his misery. Nothing against the guy, but he just doesn't have what it takes right now with his talent level, with his performance to justify having him in this Dodgers bullpen. But let me know down below. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, breakdowns, interviews, and more all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.